What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mukbangs and Hangs. I'm your girl, Andy Crimson. Today, I was craving some pasta, and I had a few hit and misses. Some things that I wanted weren't available, and then other places were gonna take too long. So, I am doing Maggiano's Little Italian Classics again. A while back, I featured their chicken Alfredo, which was amazing. But I was really craving spaghetti today, and that's what I got. It's spaghetti with meat sauce. Oh, this is heavy. So we can see how, look at that. It smells amazing. Looks so chunky too. I can't wait to get into that. Their lunch combo also came with a Caesar salad, so I think I'm gonna dig into that first. How you guys been? I finally had a restful sleep. I've been having like these weird, vivid nightmares, and once I had my restful sleep, I started to feel better. Like yesterday was a really good day for me. I just felt so positive and just really hopeful. So I just totally used that energy to do some journaling and manifesting. Hope y'all have been doing all right. Check out this Caesar salad, guys. Put a little bit of the dressing on here. Oh, it's thick. Let's get into this. And we're gonna get into Jurassic World Dominion. So if you haven't seen the movie, you don't want to spoil it for yourself, save this video for later, skip ahead, because we need to talk about it. Maybe I'll have this on the side. Sorry, this is like kind of chaotic already. I don't have enough room. I really want to dig into this. So, I finally went to go see the movie, and I was so excited, but things did not start off great. First and foremost, at first I didn't know if it was just me. Like during the preview, I noticed some weird film. Like whenever there was like a sky shot or white background in any of the previews, it just didn't look crisp. And I was like, oh, I don't know, it's probably me. But sure enough, it was like a dirty lens. And it was kind of annoying. So it kind of bothered me throughout the movie. I tried to ignore it. Alrighty. Get this all mixed. I don't know, guys, I just had a hankering for pasta, and even though my first choice wasn't available, I still had to get something. First bite. It definitely tastes like authentic, homemade, hearty. Maybe a little bit dry. I did get the meat sauce because I did want some carne. The marinara I thought would have been a little too soupy in my experience, but it's still pretty good. So that's what happened when I first started watching this movie. There were some technical issues, physical issues. Mm. 'Cause, 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 And then I didn't notice anything out of place until like the middle of the movie, where I wasn't really convinced with like the acting. Something was just off, and that was like from everybody, in my opinion. And in the original Jurassic Park, I had no romantic inclination or romantic vibes coming from Dr. Grant and Dr. Ellie. And I feel like they really pushed it, and that part was rushed, that idea, and the plot was pretty rushed. For like a over 2 hour movie, you would think things would have been paced a little more evenly. So I was kind of like off put by that. Like, why force the romance? Because you guys couldn't come up with anything else? I just felt maybe if they wanted to push certain storylines, certain details and character development, it wasn't properly set up. Maybe there wasn't enough information in the 2 movies prior, like especially stuff with Maisie and her dynamic with Claire and Owen. Maybe I should have watched the one before this one, because I really didn't feel too much like connection to them or really understood the dynamic. And me, you know, I've loved dinosaurs since I was a little girl. I loved Land Before Time. I had as many Barbies as I had dinosaur figurines, like a whole bunch. And as much as I love seeing them on the big screen, I just feel like this movie like lost its wow factor. There was some parts where I was like, whoa, and you know, I really loved seeing the dinosaurs regardless. It was just like the acting, you know, it didn't feel as solid a movie. And I know they wanted to like wrap up this series, you know, and was it a cash cow to kind of bring in the original actors from the previous trilogy? Maybe. It was still nice to see them. I just felt maybe they were a little out of touch with like everything that was going on. Like, I couldn't get settled into their characters again. I definitely enjoyed Dr. Ian Malcolm in the other film. Way more enjoyable. This one, he was just kind of like, meh. I think well, I'll say this first. I love me sometimes something that's ugly, like if you know that I love xenomorphs and aliens. Those are the type of things, that a face that only a mother could love, especially like Alien Resurrection with the newborn. I love that thing. But the new thoroughbred raptors, they were kind of ugly, not gonna lie. I was like, ooh, like especially the whitish looking one. He had just a jarring like skull. It just looked kind of Frankenstein, to be honest. I was like, ooh, they're ugly. I mean, like I said, I like ugly things. I was just taken aback a bit by it. Probably my favorite dinosaur in the movie, aside from like the T-Rex, will always like have a soft spot in my heart, and Blue, of course. I wrote it down so I knew how, because I can know how to say it properly. The Therizinosaurus. That's the one with like, looks like a giant ostrich, but it has these huge like scythe-like 3 claws. That whole scene was probably my favorite scene, where Claire is going in the water or whatever, when she gets dropped out of the sky. Ooh, look at that. It's a big bite. And what I liked about that scene, it was kind of spooky and intense because it's a dinosaur we haven't seen before on the big screen. And at first, at least for me, I was like, is that an herbivore or a carnivore? It's got that menacing look. And the fact that its eyes were glossed over. And I actually had to watch another video to kind of understand, was it blind? Because it totally looked blind in the scene. And it was just super creepy looking, but I ended up falling in love with it. And it turned out, according to some people, that it was blind. And it turned out it was in fact a herbivore. So yeah, the movie continues and you're just getting caught up of 2 hours of like action. Some unrealistic stuff. I mean, it is unrealistic, Andy. There's dinosaurs everywhere. Yeah, but some stuff was just like, I don't know, cash cowing on the action scenes, I guess. There's no like crazy plot twists. Like even the truth about Maisie was just okay, whatever. Oh, I have a problem. It was so like, I saw it coming type of thing. Like they're having this escape and stuff, and the big dinosaurs are fighting the Therizinosaurus and the Gigantosaurus or whatever. It looks like a crocodile, and the T-Rex. And it's about to go down, and the crocodilian dinosaur just like pushes Rexy to the side and like basically kills her. And I was like really upset during the movie. I was like, the whole build up, she survived this whole time and that's how you're gonna do her? Like, no, for reals. And of course, like she just gets stunned or whatever, and she comes back, and with the help of the Therizinosaurs, like they kill the Gigantosaurus or whatever. And I was like, I just felt so cheap. Like it wasn't a blue moment. I really felt she should have had that screen time, because she is such a notable dinosaur throughout this whole series, you know? So at the end, basically, another scene I want to remark on is everybody just has to live in peace with the dinosaurs because they're not going to go anywhere, right? And one of the last shots is that Rexy's alive in this new place that the dinosaurs were living in, and 2 more T-Rexes are kind of there. And everybody was like trying to theorize, well, where are they from? Blah, blah, blah. Who are they? She found a family. Are they her hatchlings? Is it like a time-lapse thing? Time skip. And there's theories saying that it's actually the buck and doe from the Lost World. I think it's the Lost World, where they have the baby T-Rex and they have the 2 parents. They won Isla Sonar. I may not be correct about some of this stuff. I was just barely looking it up because for a long time I wondered what happened to that particular group of T-Rexes. And I know there was several islands and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay. You know. Was I underwhelmed by this movie? Probably. I was so excited for it, you know, because I love dinosaurs. I love the series. I probably would never watch it again, to be honest. It was just like, meh for me. But oh well, what you gonna do? So I didn't really have much else other to talk about other than this this movie, because I wanted to make sure I got everything. But I've been thinking about my next video topics. For sure, if I can finish Stranger Things by the time next week rolls around, which I probably will, that will be the next thing to go over. But I do want to talk about my time at the venue I spoke about in my last video, Yerbs. And that will probably be more than likely the next video after next week. This is like a lot of food, guys. I'm probably not gonna finish it. Ah, I can't turn the fork. So, while it is delicious, nothing really stands out about this pasta. Even though I really wanted it. I still think, and maybe it's because I'm biased, I still think the chicken Alfredo from here was like really great, and that tops this one. So I don't know, I guess because that's just my favorite. Nothing's ever gonna touch it. Also, guys, I wanted to talk about maybe eventually, once I reach another milestone, maybe doing like a Q&A video. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I like answering questions. I like talking to you guys, so maybe that could be in our future. Also, I'll just keep following along and I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe at the next 1,000 sub mile mark. How about that? Oh God. I also wanted to touch on something real quick, guys. I don't really talk about hard things here, or just like negative things in general, because I know we've got enough of that in the world, and I want my channel to be a place where you guys can escape for a little bit, you know, get some positive vibes going. And I had read something recently that, you know, really made me think. And first it was an interview with Tobias Forge, and he was talking about why he doesn't use social media, and why there was reasoning behind that our brains are not equipped to be handling all this amounts of media that we consume via for news or for pleasure. Like at one point in time, when you lived out in the old days, your contact list in your head was maybe like 10 people, if that, maybe a little bit more. We weren't programmed to have just endless amounts of information in our heads. And that's what he was getting at, that if you fill too much in, it's like it's bad for you. So with that being said, take care of yourselves, because there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and it can get overwhelming. And don't feel guilty about celebrating what you want to celebrate, like for yourself in your private life, because some people can kind of feel like, oh, I can't be happy because this is going on, I can't enjoy anything. And no, you totally can, because, you know, like I said, we're not programmed to absorb the world in our heads. I don't know, I really took away from that interview and that article and what some people have been saying about it. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to be happy for yourselves. It's okay to celebrate you and your accomplishments, no matter what's going on in the world, because you do matter. So yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that, because sometimes I needed to be reminded of that, because I'm a very emotional person. I'm like a big baby, and I can get kind of invested in stuff. So it's always good to like remind myself, you know, it's okay to be human. It's also okay to focus on yourself and what you want to achieve. I'm making like a total mess on myself. I think I'm gonna have one more bite, because I literally can't do this anymore. Get some meats. So let's rate this bad boy. Spaghetti with meat sauce with the Caesar salad and the breadstick. Everything was cooked good. I mean, it tasted great, but like I said, nothing really stood out about it, but I still enjoyed it. So I'm gonna give it an 8 because it was still decent, it was still enjoyable. It's not gonna top the chicken Alfredo, but it was very delicious, and it's a good deal for the combo. You get a drink and a side salad and all this. It's a good amount of food. Look how much food I have left over. This is like enough for somebody else. A little snack for later, perhaps. Well, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's mukbang and discussion about Jurassic World. Get ready because next week, hopefully, we're gonna be talking about Stranger Things, and I am not emotionally prepared for that. I'm just gonna like get on and hang on for dear life. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, amazing week, and I will see you all later.